Hi folks, welcome to Dave's Kitchen, and today we're going to do some Mexican refried beans. They're black beans, but I'm going to try and do them the way they do them in Mexico. So they're going to take a little bit of cooking time, but once they're finished, you can do a few things with them, and I'll show you what to do. Let's get started. Okay, what you're going to need, folks, is a few things. You're going to need some onion, about a good sized medium onion, about 1.5 cups, a couple cloves of garlic, and some cumin, about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to use a little bit more, but about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. If you don't like it, get used to it. Also, beans. These are black beans, and they're these little black turtle beans. That's the kind that I use. So these have been soaking overnight. They're rinsed or drained, and you're also going to need cilantro, fresh cilantro, which you can get in a grocery store. It's right by the parsley. And you're going to need like 2 liters, 8 cups of water. Okay, so I brought 2 tablespoons of olive oil up to medium heat. First thing we're going to do, add the onion. And the onion, you're just going to mix it and cook it. Medium heat till it's translucent. Okay, shouldn't take more than a couple minutes. Now, Mexican cooking, they use a lot of spices. And this is the first step of these beans. We're going to get to the next step once this is done. So, when we're doing this step, we're going to cook it partially covered for about 2 hours. Once the 2 hours is up, we're going to move the cover and add about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of fresh cilantro and a couple teaspoons of salt. Okay, so they're getting there. They're almost there. Okay, so now, these beans, you soak them. They normally probably about double in size. Okay, so they're soft. They're good. They're going to cook. Don't worry if they look hard or whatever. They're going to cook. Okay, because you're going to simmer them for a couple hours. And I know it takes a little bit of time, you know, but it's worth it. Okay, those are almost done. Next thing, actually what you're supposed to do, and I forgot, is you put the cumin in and let it sizzle to wake it up. Okay? Sorry guys, totally forgot. You put the cumin in first, but you sizzle it around until it starts to bubble. Then you add in the onions. And it's a spice, like I can already smell it. It doesn't take long. Okay? So, if you forget, like I just did, don't worry about it. Okay? Pop it in. The idea is to more infuse the oil and wake the cumin up. Okay, so these are pretty much done. Next thing, garlic. I got a couple cloves of garlic here. And Mexican cooking, a lot of garlic. Okay, and all this you got to do is just simmer it until it's fragrant. Probably about 30 to 45 seconds. You know, it doesn't take long because If you leave it too long, you're going to burn it. Okay, then it's going to taste bitter and everything else. Okay? So, once that's done, which is just about now, take the beans that you've drained and add the beans. Just give them a quick mix. Just try and incorporate some of the onion and the garlic right now. Then you add 2 liters of water, which is about 8 cups. Okay? 1 and 2. And once that's done, all you got to do is bring it up to a simmer. Okay, so once you bring it up to a simmer, partially cover it like this, okay, for 2 hours. After 2 hours, you're going to take the lid off and leave it off, and you're going to add a 1/2 to 3/4 cup of chopped cilantro, a couple teaspoons of salt, and I like to add a little bit of pepper. So once that's done, we can go to the next step, which is kind of going to be similar to the first. You're going to go, what's he doing? Is he out of his mind? But no, it's all going to come together, and I'll show you what to do with it. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, folks, it's been about 2.5 hours. After 2 hours, I removed the lid, and I put in about 3/4 cup of cilantro and a couple teaspoons of salt. It's now ready. So, next step, bring a pan to medium heat and put in the onion. Saute the onion. Oh man, I forgot it again. Okay, so what you got to do is put in the spices first. Like an idiot, I forgot. Cumin. About 1/2 teaspoon. Chili powder, a teaspoon. Chipotle chili powder, which is a little bit stronger, about a teaspoon. And just get them like sizzling. You know what? You can mix them in with the onions, because the onions are going to take like a few minutes. And oh, the flavors smelling heavy. Okay, so this time you got 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I've got 2 tablespoons. I've got like, I don't know, again, about 1.5 cups of onion. And just kind of like, until they're translucent. I know it's hard to tell with some of the spice in, but it's not going to take long. It's only going to take a few minutes. It looks soft. Once it looks soft, add in the garlic. There's about, I don't know, there's a clove of garlic here. Minced, add that in. Once you add that in, add it in for like 30 to 45 seconds till it becomes fragrant. Like almost now. Then with all the beans that you've cooked, take the beans and the liquid and just dump the whole thing in. Okay? Dump it all in. Turn it down to medium-low. Mix it around, and then get your potato masher like this. This is a good one here. And mix it. Crush it, whatever you want. Okay, so take your potato masher and mash it all together. You're going to have to like push down and turn it. Because you want them like not smooth and totally smashed, because like you want some texture there, just a little bit. Okay, so take them, stir it around. You know, if it looks a little bit dry when you put it in here, add a little bit more water. It's not going to hurt. And if it looks too watery, just grind up a couple beans here and let it cook a little bit longer. Because once you mash it, you know, the way I'm doing it, it's not going to be like smooth, but it's going to be close. I mean, you know, you want a little bit of the beans there for the texture. So mix it around. And just keep kind of mashing it until it's the way really that you want it. But, you know, it's got to be fairly smooth. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this and kind of make like, almost like quesadilla out of it. Okay, so if you want, preheat your oven, which I already did, to 375. Now I've got one of those griddle things that go in there, but you can use like a baking sheet or whatever you want. Okay, so do this for a few minutes until it's the consistency that you want. You know, leave a few of the beans there. A little bit of texture isn't going to hurt anyone. I got a couple tortillas here. And those tortillas, just take some beans, put them on, spread it around. This is like a quick snack or something you might want. Now I got a mixture of Swiss and mozzarella. Normally I don't use that, but anyways. That's all I had around. Okay, so just put it on, fold it over, and if a little bit comes out, not a big deal. Just tuck it back in. Put them in the oven on each side for like, I don't know, about a minute or so. Meanwhile, this here, it's ready to go. It's actually perfect. Okay, so this is ready to go. You can have it as a side or whatever you want. Okay, after a couple of minutes, you just want to take it out. You just want the cheese to melt. And once it's, there you go, cheese melted, all you want to do is add a little bit of onions, fresh white onions, a little bit of cilantro, fresh, a little bit of lime juice. Just cut the limes. You gotta have lime juice on it. Cut the limes if you want. I made this tomatilla salsa, which I'll show you in another video. And actually I'm going to show you that. And because there's pickled onions too you can put on it. So there you go. All ready to go. And you can have the beans as a side. Okay, you can have these with pretty much anything. Okay, so there you go. Refried beans. You can have quesadillas with them. You can have it pretty much with everything you want. Okay, folks. We've got refried black beans. We've got, you can use them in a quesadilla with cheese, onions, and cilantro, some lime juice, put some salsa in it if you want, or hot sauce. Perfect as a snack, perfect as lunch, and you can have them anytime. And you can have the beans with eggs in the morning and breakfast. So, that's the meal. Hopefully I did the Mexican population justice. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button, and we'll see you later. Take care.